Alright, so I just reevaluated the white balance on this, and I'm getting much better image here, at least for texture and detail. The color is a little bit redder. It's a bit cooler color-wise in person, but at least like it pops out the rivets so that you can actually see from some distance what I'm talking about and what I'm doing here. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm in the same clothing that I was in last night, which is kind of disgusting, but working. I think I'll probably have to take a break today and shower. But alright, I'm gonna put you up on the tripod and I'm gonna show you with the nose, and then I'll probably post this today. Yeah, alright. Don't worry, I'll be definitely doing some ranting and raving later on today. Who knows, maybe not. Alright, so, yeah, this is what we got here going on. Nice, huh? Alright, cool. Let me get this guy in place. And again, you want to kind of start at the top here, kind of get the basic alignment. There's a hook bar in the back here, and another clamp in the back. And it looks like it actually came together really nicely. Yeah. So it installs pretty easily. And yeah, man, I mean, you can tell that there's a fair amount of rocking up here, so it's going to be very sensitive to, you know, the music and actually the crowd movement and stuff like that, which is kind of cool, actually. I kind of like that aspect about it. Rigidizing it is not necessarily a problem. I mean, you can tie some guide wires from the top of the piece to the bottom of the legs, because there's actually holes down at the bottom. They're basically cylinders with like 3/8 inch holes going through them. And so if the cylinder's like this, the leg is welded in it like that. So it's not that big of a deal. The structure itself is very rigid. The mask itself is very rigid. It's really actually, the balance of the spring that you're seeing is deflection in the legs and also at that connection. And I feel very confident actually that this thing is very stable. You know, it's not going to go anywhere. You can't really knock it over. It just is bouncing. There's spring. I'm using mild steel for the support structure on the base, and you know, it's a rather ductile material. I mean, there's definitely obviously some rigidity to it, but you know, we're using tubing, which is almost always more rigid. A circle like pipe is going to be more rigid than a square tube, but at the same time, you know, it's whatever, it is what it is. I'm pretty happy with it though. I mean, the finish is coming along pretty nicely, and you know, we've got a lot of heat gun and buffing and riveting left to do, so hopefully between now and maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning tonight, I'll have this thing pretty much done. Yesterday's plans got a little screwed up because my car broke down when I had to make an emergency run to Utica in the middle of a snowstorm, which is like an hour away, and my truck fucking decided to eat itself. So anyways, $300 later, we got the rivets that we needed. We're looking at the moment I have a stock of 3,000 rivets, and I'd say that we're definitely going to go through at least 2,000 of them, and there's a possibility that we're going to go through 2,500, 2,700, something like that. Between what's done here, which is essentially the bottom, rivet-wise, this side up to here in this zone, and a little bit over here, we've gone through, let's see, we've gone through probably about 700 rivets, maybe 800 rivets. And I would say that just to finish out like this swath here, we'll go through probably another 100 or so rivets, and this area here is probably going to be probably another 600 rivets or so, and then up here is probably another 100 or so rivets. So, you know, I mean, maybe I overbought the rivets, but at the same time, I mean, there's no way I was going to be able to rush order this stuff this weekend, so I had to just go in. At $20 a box, it's not that big of a loss if I have an extra, you know, 500 rivets or 1,000 rivets. It's not that big of a deal. The other reason for the volume was because there's two different types of rivets. There's like a short rivet and a long rivet because ideally, most of the rivet points are going to be on just two overlapping sheets of 18 gauge stainless, and that'll be for the short rivets. But in reality, there's a lot of like triple and quadruple overlaps, and then there's air gaps and all this kind of stuff. So whatever. I mean, it just takes what it takes. So yeah, I will cut this video short so that we can post it on YouTube, and it's not going to take 20 hours to do that. And yeah, I mean, as I go along, there'll be minor tweaking that's going to be happening, and I don't know if you can really tell the difference between the top area. The wax so far has been applied to about here, much warmer, darker. Right here is no wax, and then this area has been heat treated and buffed, so there's like a luster, you know, kind of like a satin finish to it. So yeah, I hope you're impressed. I hope you're happy. This is the freaking stupid ass crate that you're gotta come up with better ways of creating stuff, because yeah, that's just unreasonable. I mean, the idea here to use like the rigidity, this hard, durable material, is that you could reuse it, but this is just too cumbersome to use. So, yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna post this and then get back to work. All right. Peace.